This morning's Old Testament lesson is from Psalm 15. Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? Who may live on your holy mountain? The one whose walk is blameless, who does what is righteous, who speaks the truth from their heart, whose tongue utters no slander, who does no wrong to a neighbor, and casts no slurs to others, who despises a vile person, but honors those who fear the Lord, who keeps an oath even when it hurts, and does not change their mind, who lends money to the poor without interest, who does not accept a bribe against the innocent. Whoever does these things will never be shaken.
The next scripture reading comes from Paul's first letter to the people in Corinth, chapter 1, verses 18 through 31. For the message about the cross is foolishness to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and the discernment of the discerning I will thwart. Where is the one who is wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the debater of this age? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of the world? For since in the wisdom of God the world did not know God through wisdom, but God decided through the foolishness of our proclamation to save those who believe. For Jews demand signs, and Greeks desire wisdom. But we proclaim Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews and foolishness to Gentiles. But to those who are the called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ the power of God and the wisdom of God. For God's foolishness is wiser than human wisdom, and God's weakness is stronger than human strength. And consider your own call, brothers and sisters. Not many of you were wise by human standards. Not many were powerful. Not many were of noble birth. But God chose what is foolish in the world to shame the wise. God chose what is weak in the world to shame the strong. God chose what is low and despised in the world, things that are not, to reduce to nothing the things that are, so that no one might boast in the presence of God. That he who is the source of your life in Christ Jesus, who became for us wisdom from God and righteousness, and sanctification and redemption, in order that it is written, let the one who boasts, boast in the Lord. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. A wisdom. It takes many shapes and forms and conveys many different types of messages with it. For starters, when we hear the word wisdom, we often associate many other positive words right along with it. Intelligence, experience, understanding, insight, foresight, intuition, good judgment, and discernment. Therefore, if one is to possess this mystical wisdom, then one is generally thought of in a good, positive, uplifting light. When one bears the mark of wisdom, one is usually attributed to being a dependable leader, a dependable decision-maker, an influential negotiator, a confidant, and a person that brings about both justice and mercy. But as we might discover, though, if one is in pursuit of wisdom, we often need to look at the primary goal and reason for doing such. Is it merely a desire for power and superiority? Is there some other kind of ulterior motive, or someone's drive to become a little bit wiser? Or is one seeking wisdom simply to better themselves, or their community and the world in which they live? See, therein lies the main significant difference. They get you to the bottom of the very questions that I just asked and posed in regards to wisdom. The one path seeks to serve the individual. The other seeks to serve the greater good, and quite possibly even the kingdom of God. So this wisdom, appearing frequently in Paul's letter to the people of Corinth, emphasizes a certain kind of understanding what exactly we might be faced with today in the world in which we live. A tale to both sides of this wisdom coin. Paul wants to caution the Corinthians with their constant pursuit of misplaced wisdom and their understanding of it. You see, when one thinks about it, it truly can cause a point of conflict if one is to kind of measure their wisdom in comparison to someone else's, as if they're comparing kind of bank accounts or trust funds or anything else you want to quantify. And one might believe that they are, in fact, wiser, smarter, and more experienced than the next. And their decisions and say should be exactly where the buck stops. We've seen this in our own continual societal and political landscape. It's taken shape over many, many years of controversy and conflict. You see, sometimes we can let our own wisdom blind us and shut us off from healthy discussions, debates, the conversations, understanding, and learning. Now, those are particular areas that Paul noticed in Corinth, or ones that he explicitly wanted to address in his letter. You see, one major stress from Paul in this letter is an emphasis that fellowship with God is the product of God's decision to come to us. You see, Paul bases his claim on God's act of reconciliation on the cross. And this unlikely means of salvation in which God suffers and dies an anonymous death for the redemption of humankind is not something that conventional spiritual wisdom or philosophical reflection could have anticipated. So as a result, says Paul, the religious experts who are staking their claims on human wisdom have completely missed the boat. They failed to recognize God's redemption in the Word. And to me, this excerpt from my Feasting on the Word commentary series depicts just how one might be thrown off or mistaken by basing everything off of their own personal or collective wisdom. They were using the guise of their own wisdom to decide what God did and was going to do and why God did. And in the process, they missed the point entirely. Of course, again, this week, if you look at my sermon title, you might think to yourself, maybe one of three possible different thoughts. The first one might wonder, man, does this guy know how to spell anything at all correctly or properly? And maybe you saw this and thought, it's not Guise, it's G-U-Y-S. And I know, I understand that, but it's intentional. Maybe others were intrigued at the sermon title and understand the connection, or were curious as to where I could kind of take it, especially this cute little play on words. Regardless, if you know me by now, it's hopefully with understanding that, yes, the sermon title was quite intentional. And yes, I do know how to spell G-U-Y-S, God. Now, maybe this little nuance can help this memory and this message stick within your memory a bit. Or maybe it can bubble up every now and again to connect to what you hear today, that anytime you see the word Guise or God. At least that's maybe my deep down hope with that little funny thing. Perhaps more realistically, though, I suppose, as part of it is that, yes, I was a rather sarcastic and smart alecky fellow as a young buck. And still, it rears its head from time to time, even at my ripe age of 35 now. I would often make jabs at improper use of a word or someone's verbal sentence structure, or many evenings around the family table where my sister and I would go back and forth and we would all be in stitches just kind of laughing. I would enjoy using puns and making fun of everyday stories and situations, and more often than not, my parents would tell me to, hey, stop being such a wise guy. Or, ooh, funny one, Mr. Wise Guy. And needless to say, I heard this term wise guy quite a lot. And embedded in that kind of false sense of that label of wise was perhaps some disappointment that I was using that type of wisdom to tear others down as opposed to building them up. I had this guise of wisdom that might have covered up some of my own insecurities or lack of self-confidence. But now when I do it, I usually do it just for the laughs and to bring smiles to the faces of other people. I feel it's just kind of in my blood and I can't really get it out, so I apologize for that. But when I was much younger, perhaps a little more naive, and the fact that I was your usual teenage boy, there was a point where I felt I knew just about anything and everything in life. If you would have asked me about soccer, I could have told you all the intricacies about it, and how I played it from time to time, and how I would do all these different skills and tricks and stuff like that. If you asked me about Star Wars, I could have told you anything about Star Wars, and things you might not have even known about the movies that you read in the books. The same goes for Lakers. I felt I knew anything and everything in life. And then, of course, playing soccer. My senior year, I was a goalie, and I felt I was the best goalie in the land. To use biblical terms, maybe just the state, or if not the state, at least the county. So my senior year, we're having a great season. We're playing really well. We've won a lot of games. I've been playing really well on a personal level and been doing the best I felt I've ever done. Then we get to the district championship. I went to West Orange, so we were playing Dr. Phillips. We were up 3-1 at halftime. And right after halftime, I make a save and I get kicked in the face. And then the trainer comes out and says, "Oh, I think he's got a concussion. He needs to go to the hospital." And thinking back on that, I was like, well, this was a trainer with Dr. Phillips. I think they just wanted me out of the game, so they told me I had to go. But we ended up losing when I got back, 4-3. But we still wanted the regionals, and we played Lake Mary, I believe, in the regional championship, and we dropped and lost that one too. But I thought for sure with the year that I had, the way that I played, I would get some kind of honor or award for being all-county or something. And I come to find out the awards are handed out, and some other goalie won the award, meaning I wasn't the best. And then some other team had our own banquets and events, and I didn't even receive anything from the team. So at this point where I thought I knew everything, understood everything, I was hit with a big slap of humility right across the face. And I feel this is the very first time where I learned, what it's like to be humble. And to have that humility and to learn that I can learn from other people. It taught me that no matter where you go in life, you will most likely have someone more skilled than you are doing the exact same thing you were doing. It taught me that I should, in fact, maybe listen to the wisdom of my coach, and I didn't know it all. Or at least listen to more than just a little piece I would listen. It taught me that I didn't need anything and everything to do or have, or I didn't know everything about the sport. And I should strive to continue to learn as much as I could from others. So I'm convinced that this moment is where I did not receive any type of recognition or reward. It taught me what true humility is, and how I do need to keep learning and growing in life. You see, it's under this false guise of wisdom in which we attribute our own successes, our own proficiencies, our own knowledge and insight, and oftentimes without any attribution to God or someone else that maybe helped us along the way. I do want to emphasize that solely wisdom in and of itself is not inherently bad. I don't want you to get that idea. I mean, we as Presbyterian pastors are afforded 2 weeks a year to go study and learn and continue and further our own education. And even yesterday, I attended a class at Home Depot about hanging and putting up backsplashes in kitchens. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I might not have to have you over until a while after that's done. In fact, personally, I've heard and learned over the years that one of the healthiest activities for our being both spiritually and mentally is to have a constant yearning of learning. Meaning, whenever we have the opportunity, we should pause and pursue and take up moments to read, to research, to take classes, to partake in discussions and further our education and knowledge in whichever way we see fit. We must go back, though, to the primary question that was asked at the beginning of today's message. What is the goal in which we pursue this wisdom? When we look at the question that way, we uncover a few distinguished moments from the history of the world. Now, for those of you that might be familiar or have heard this term before, there's a certain age in history that I feel reflects our current status and trajectory as a society. To me, that would be the age of enlightenment. Now, on the surface and at a very basic level, The Age of Enlightenment can be traced back to France, which some historians feel occurred between 1715 and up until 1789. Now, the main focus of this age was the range of ideas centered on reason and knowledge as the primary source of authority and legitimacy. So more or less, people wanted to learn and know about anything and everything in life. And people felt they knew it all. You get that sense of arrival. Yes, I've made it. I know everything. I'm good to go. Does that really sound that much different from today's world? We have 1 billion different news sources, social media outlets that are nonstop communicating different ideas and thoughts, YouTube videos to watch and learn from people doing projects or items or anything they can get their hands on. A place for people to willingly and anonymously share their opinions on anything and everything in life. And a society that feels at times as if everyone, everywhere knows it all. Almost as if we're on the verge of a second age of enlightenment. But what we have to understand is that if we feel we are ever at a place intellectually, with wisdom or with just knowledge in general, and we consider ourselves better than, if not equal to God, then we have made a grave mistake. Granted, again, the search for more knowledge and seeking of understanding is not bad by itself. It's when we let that feeling and that sense of power and superiority creep into our mindset and where we run into trouble. We cannot make the false claim to know it all. It would be the end of all discussion, or know the ins and outs of God and the entirety behind the guise of wisdom or intelligence. And now, as a pastor, and especially a Presbyterian pastor, I certainly don't want to discourage anyone's thirst for knowledge. It's seeking understanding, and in part, faith-seeking understanding. It's more or less a bedrock of this denomination and our heritage. So I hope you don't get that wrong and false sense from today's message. That one should seek to learn and gain any type of wisdom. As that's not the case, and that's not the whole story. But granted, pursuit of wisdom and learning alone, or for the sake of being or feeling better than someone else, is where the search goes wrong. You see, by feeling that we have reached the summit of knowledge and wisdom, we essentially shut down all avenues of conversation and listening to others. For why would we ever need to listen to someone else if we know it all? In the hunt for knowledge, if we focus on that being our sole end goal, we can find and finagle ways to sidestep God and step on others along our way to the summit of the information mountain. And now what I do hope we walk with today is the sense that we can and really should always pursue avenues of learning in life. Are there more books that we could read to satisfy not only our desire for entertainment, but learning through a particular subject or finding a wider sense and deeper understanding of our history? Or are there ways that we can read to aid us in our own personal growth and maturity? Like, can we spend more time invested in Scripture, reading and studying it to find out how God might be speaking to us? Or are there more ways that we can become involved in the church, or the community, to use our talents and our gifts and open ourselves to learning and loving one another? We should be asking, in what ways can I personally expand the kingdom of God? And how can I accomplish this through my own talents, my gifts, and yes, even my wisdom? Are there classes we could attend to grow in areas of our own deficiencies? Which, of course, requires us to painfully recognize and address those very deficiencies. And see, all of these factors can positively help and impact us in our learning, our growing, and our maintaining the humbleness as human beings. So in addition to that, when it comes to learning and a tendency to follow it, we are more apt to listen to others, as opposed to coming from a position where we feel as if we're talking down to someone. When we approach the world with the mentality of a need to learn, we open ourselves up to others approaching us with questions of their own. and aiding in their own kind of learning process. When we show others that we are not, in fact, know-it-alls, we discover that others can also learn from the example that we, in fact, set. They see us as followers and disciples of Jesus Christ, of people that are imperfect in so many wonderful and beautiful ways. And we yet do not seek perfection, but instead follow in the form of Jesus Christ. But in doing so, we make ourselves, the church, the Bible, and God much more approachable to anyone and everyone. And how can we be the ones to deter others from wanting to learn more about God? You see, the wisdom is all there. All we have to do is use it in an appropriate fashion to unite instead of divide. Amen.